That sounds like GhostDog going to
Brought
work.
to you by a scheduled maintenance, which followed an emergency maintenance. Here are your hosts for the Marvel Champions Lounge podcast, GhostDog and Moose.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us. This is I'm Moose, and then we got GhostDog with us. What's up, GhostDog?
What's going on, everybody?
Awesome. And then, as you did hear with us, we do have ilacskills and SuprGaming with us. How you doing, fellas?
Hello.
What's going on, everyone?
So yeah, we got that was SuprGaming. Ilac, how you doing, man?
Fantastic. It's a Sunday,
Awesome.
beautiful
Thursday.
day on the island. It's gorgeous. How about yourself?
Doing all right, man. Yeah, it's bright and early for me. 9 a.m. here on the West Coast. So yeah, man.
Oh, you're a West Coaster. All right.
Yes, Southern California.
Oh, right on, man.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So yeah, I mean, thanks for joining us, fellas. Really appreciate it. Yeah, so we're just gonna hop into some weekly news. I mean, I honestly, I just kind of wanted to get into the roadmap because I know there's four of us here, and I know we all kind of have slightly different opinions about it. But just maybe just kind of general reactions real quick, and then maybe we'll kind of get into the meat and potatoes of it. But GhostDog, from the roadmap when they kind of announced it and everything, just general feeling. How'd you feel after they released their roadmap here?
Well, I was part of the CCP call, and I didn't feel like it needed to be hyped because it really wasn't a lot that was being addressed by what the current situation was. Okay. But I also knew about this 6 months before because of a survey I took. So I kind of like, oh, well, they're responding to the survey that a bunch of us took 6 months ago. And I was like, okay, that's cool. It's not groundbreaking changing, but it is some changes that are going in the right direction. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what else they're going to do soon to hopefully kind of answer some of the current questions that are out there.
Fair. So like the survey you took, did these questions or did this roadmap like address your concerns with that survey, or did they actually listen to the survey? I guess is kind of what I'm.
Yeah, they asked a lot of different questions, and I was, mind you, I went into CCP then, so this was just a survey that went out to a bunch of different seminars. It was just talking about small quality of life changes, such as chat stuff. If you were an officer, things that happen if you were an officer. Don't laugh at anything to do.
Chat stuff. Come on.
I mean, it was like chat stuff. It was like I said, very, very, very small things. Nothing groundbreaking, nothing over the top. But these were things that they kind of had, I guess, thought about months in advance. They weren't things like, AQ timers or anything like that. It was never part of the discussion. So that was all recent stuff that came up that they were like, I guess we're kind of out of touch on. I always felt the same way when I took the survey. I was like, well, these are great. These are cool questions, but I don't think I needed a survey for this.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I mean, and I'm laughing at the chat because you can't use hacks in chat. You can't use the word hack in chat, or else you'll get banned from chat. So
right,
that's really kind of why I'm laughing at the chat issue.
Yeah, well, the chat was more about alliance-based chats. In specific BG chats as different commands that would help like push things along and things like that, not necessarily the words you used.
No, I get it. Yeah, which nobody uses the chat anymore. So, thanks for wasting time on that, I suppose. But that's my opinion on that. So, Ilac, how about you? Your initial reaction to like the roadmap?
Like I already knew it wasn't for the current stuff in the game.
Yeah, I mean they were
I already knew that as it was.
Prepping us.
I was more or less surprised about the treasury thing. That's what got me. So yeah, I was just happy about those changes, even though some people aren't happy about it. They'll be happy in the long term of things. But yeah, I thought the whole alliance officer stuff was pretty cool because it kind of like it's going to help out big time be able to slap my attackers and defenders and stuff like that on my profile. Yeah, I think that's pretty interesting. So I like those changes. I'm trying to remember like the whole entire roadmap now. I should probably bring it up.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I
I wanted to get into like kind of more meat and potatoes of it, but just like your initial reaction, I guess, is what I was looking for.
It's
Just
it's
kind of
underwhelming overall. Other
There you
than the treasury stuff was the exciting part for me. But
Fair
yeah, the rest of the stuff is just like it's not really stuff that makes the game that much better. Like, sure, it'll help officers and alliance leaders out and stuff like that, but it doesn't really help the game out overall and tackle the issues in the game. But those issues were just laid on their plate like 2 weeks ago, so I didn't expect it to address that anyway.
I mean, were they really though? Have people not been preaching it for the longest time? And just 2 weeks ago is really when the bigger names came out and started saying it.
I think it's like when like, sure, there was voices like including my own for months and months and months, but it was more like when the community became one voice.
Fair, I guess
for that week, and that's the when they really hear things, right? So they've heard it before. It's just they take their data in, I guess, in a way where the more people that speak up at the same time, it's more damaging than a couple of people speaking up over time. You know what I mean? If you understand what I mean.
A couple memes here and there is not going to do it, but absolutely everybody just targeting in on it, on Twitter, on every social media is going to get everybody to listen. So I get that. That makes sense.
I'm sure like people speaking up about these things for like the last year as kind of like finessed a little bit, kind of like foreplay leading up to the moment.
Yeah.
And now everybody's just like, they're all on the same page because they've all been talking about that for a while too, and they're ready to speak out on it. But yeah. I'm excited to see how Kabam actually responds to the feedback itself, but the roadmap was kind of underwhelming
for sure.
For the most part. Yeah, I don't understand what the hype is all about, other than maybe people just like flexing,
trying
their clout in a way, like I got secrets that you don't know, type of thing. Like maybe it was just that, but that's other than that, it's all Gucci.
Fair enough.
It's all good.
So, SuprGaming, what about you? Your initial reaction to the roadmap?
I was also in the CCP, but I didn't listen to the presentation or anything, and so and then I didn't take the whatever that thing that was out a couple of months ago that GhostDog was talking about. I didn't do that. So I mean, really, just going over it, the main thing that I hope is in some way good, because I don't do AQ anymore. I don't do Alliance War anymore. And I would eventually like to go back to doing like AQ, because I just have had no fun with it at all. So I don't know. I'm hoping that maybe this new system will in some ways get me back to it. Maybe even anything in Alliance War. Cause I would love to eventually go back to AQ in Alliance War, but I have no fun doing it. Just the amount of times I have to log in, just the stress that comes with it. So those two were the ones that, I want to see how they are first before I join back. And the Abyss, the update on the rewards for Abyss, I do like that, because I don't like that the initial path was like an RNG T5CC.
Yeah.
I always felt like it should have been like a selector, because now
I
sitting there.
Agree with that.
So but I want to see how they change that.
I was going to say, they haven't actually addressed what they're going to update the rewards to, but they did say they are going to update it, and they were looking into possibly a selector, correct?
Yeah. I'm hoping.
Yeah, they haven't showed what they're going to be doing, but yeah, there's some hype around it.
Because I think it could really help. I mean, when you do content like that, it's the hardest content in the game. It's supposed to reward you, not screw you for a year. And yeah, maybe I don't have a top tier champ of every single class, and maybe I shouldn't have done Abyss because I didn't have a top tier champion of every class. But I wanted to do it. I had the champs to do it. But I eventually got screwed over by the T5CC and Awakening gem. So now I'm just sitting here with no rank 3. So my experience.
Legacy made the video on it, didn't he?
What was that, Islet?
Legacy made the video on it at first, didn't he? Where he wanted them to change that. And then there was also a bunch of forum backlash, because Kabam Mike was saying how you want the Abyss to last for 3 years plus or something like that. It's like when you look at the rewards, like 3 years from now, those rewards are garbage.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to really make it good. So that way 3 years from now, I can be like, well, I get to select what I want when I go in here. So that makes it worth it. So there's a lot of discussion on that in the forums too.
Yeah,
So I'm pretty sure that's a response to all that.
I would say that's kind of, I guess, where my head's at. It's like, so if I didn't know that he wanted to make it for 3 years. Interesting, because I don't know what content ever lasts 3 years in this game.
Labyrinth of Legends has lasted that long.
Yeah.
I mean,
People still haven't 100%ed.
I mean, I know I have, and
know.
I just did the first path just because the rewards now just kind of really aren't worth it for me. Like, I have everything else, I mean, I guess the only thing what I would really look for is, I don't know, like there's nothing driving me to finish Labyrinth of Legends.
Yeah, like the only thing that would really drive you to finish is just having fun doing it. Like for me, it was like doing it live. I had goals and getting the trophy champion and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Like that added that fun factor too. But like there is that reward depreciation over time, and an LOL Ultron isn't worth nearly as much today. But I just think Kabam looks at the data of Labyrinth and they're like, okay, well, people are still completing that 3 years later, so we can assume Abyss is going to go down that road as well.
True, and I think that's where my frustration would come in, if that's like their train of thought. And it's like, well, that logic doesn't make any sense, because when Ultron came out, I mean, yeah, he was hard on war defense, but like nobody was, and it was a trophy champ, but nobody was really like super pumped about it. My thing is if you give somebody a selector champ, like if you have somebody select a champ in AOL, eventually, like in 2-3 years, it's going to be easy. So people are just going to be doing that to go get whatever champ they want. And I think that's what they wouldn't want to do, because when you have a whole bunch of rank 3 6-stars by the time, because like me, I do a whole bunch of other stuff. So I don't really get to the, like, kind of be able to play those like hard. I don't get to grind and do all that stuff, because like I help build alliances and stuff and leaders. So I think
3 years from now, you getting an awakening gem for any 6-star would be huge for you, because if you got a 6-star that's just sitting there not getting duped, you could be like, oh, I can just go dupe him by doing this. Or like a brand new character that came out 3 years from now, you might get lucky and get him, right?
Yeah,
and
no, and
like, I just go back to the Abyss, I get my generic, I get my catalyst, boom, he's ranked up, no problem, I'm doing that. And that gives you some kind of goal towards it, I guess.
No, exactly. And I think what I'm saying is, not that like I'm on their side, I guess, but I can see why they don't want to give too much for it, because in a year or so it's going to be not that difficult.
I think the selector fixes it all. If it's just a selector,
I think it does as well. I think a selector taking out a little bit of the RNG for some of the hardest content helps out.
So
if you think about it, when LOL came out, when you initially cleared the first path, you got every class T4CC, which netted you the T4CC you needed to rank up, your next champ.
Yeah.
Why not do something?
There was a lot of rank ups from LOL for sure.
Yeah,
there's a lot of T4CC.
So why not give those who finish 100%?
Can we just be real though? Like I honestly didn't complete LOL 100% for the rewards. I did this. So when I open my game, I see LOL 100% on the screen. It's kind of like a personal thing. Like that's exactly why I did it.
I really needed the 6 stones also. Those 6 stones at the time there wasn't a lot of 6 stones when you were free to play at the time. So that was a nice chunk. And I think that's what helped me get my first like SIG 200 5-star.
That's true too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like the other things that like were on here, like that I wish they would have somewhat, like everyone wants the Cavalier difficulty. That's one thing I'm really upset about. I really want this Cavalier difficulty. The blood and venom, the variants. It's what is it, like 9 months between these two? I feel like that's just too long. That should have been. A lot of people look forward to variants. They love variants.
Yeah,
it's like one of their favorite content in the game, especially for like newer upcoming players. Like those rewards are so good. And if they could complete at least one of the variants, it helps their account so much. But yeah, I know there's a lot of issues though they didn't talk about. This is just something to kind of, say what direction.
People up.
Yeah, it's like we're going in this direction, but they didn't tell us anything about our feedback.
Yeah, no, and that's
it's that long. Is it the long-term roadmap that they talked about? Like how they're coming back with the feedback from us in the last 2 weeks with the midterm roadmap or something like that?
They have not discussed that any further.
Yeah, they said that's going to come in the next 1 to 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was their short-term one. But Super Gaming, I am glad that you brought up the variant one. And looking at their short-term roadmap, when they do talk about the variant, it's such a small paragraph, but in their sentence, they say that everybody loves them. They're fan favorites. They, bring value to lesser used champions and all that stuff. So obviously they know people like it, people enjoy it. They go after it, but then they say they want to bring us more, but they have nothing in concrete. How do you know we love it and aren't working on it? That's like my, I guess I don't understand. If you know we're like something, why aren't you working on it? Like,
exactly. Like they should be knocking them out. Like, just, they know we love it. People go crazy for them. It obviously is a very good, it's great content. I'm actually surprised like they waited this long to even do it.
I think they've taken steps to massively improve each variant as they brought it out, because V1 by far,
I'd say the last one was a joke because of the 1-star thing with the 1-star Hulk. Because people are spending like 2,000-3,000 units and they still can't even pull the 1-star Hulk.
Can't pull a 1-star Hulk. Like, at some point, you should be able to, like, okay, let's make it X amount of units for a 1-star crystal to let them have the opportunity to pull the 1-star champs they need.
And it's like the only crystal where like the lower star is actually a lower chance to pull, which is another weird part,
right? So ridiculous.
It's not really that weird. I mean, let's just be real. It's Kabam being greedy, right?
I get why they're doing it. I get it. I'm just saying.
Greedy,
Yeah.
It's like you wouldn't be spending the units on that if you had those champs. So we need to get them. We need a way to get them to spend units. Because so let's just make 1-star champs hard to get. I know I spent more units finishing getting the 1-star Hulk than I did finishing, chapter 1 like Deadpool. So
you were one of the people that had to go for the 1-star Hulk?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wow.
It also taught a valuable lesson to everybody not to sell their champions.
Absolutely.
Not so. Champs.
Absolutely, yeah. No, that's awesome.
They definitely need to pump it out more often, though. Like maybe like every 4, 5, 6 months, at least 2 variants a year, something like that. They need to work on that.
If they had plans on, like they say, kind of redoing incursions every quarter, right? Why can't they do a variant every quarter? Is kind of my thinking.
I wonder how much Kabam is pushed by investors to go down the roadmaps, because when you look at it, like kind of like what you're saying, where they know that variant is the most fun content, and they know Act 6 is the most horrible content that they've ever created, and but yet they still went with Act 7 rather than the fun side.
Yeah,
it's almost like, do the investors run everything over there? You know what I mean? Like, is that all they care about? Is just making cash? It just makes you wonder, because they definitely know. They
really wanted to push out Act 7, basically. Like, they wanted it out quick.
They did,
right? And they even said it in their roadmap. They're like, we really wanted to push it out fast and all that stuff, but you guys don't like it, so we're stopped. We don't want you guys.
I can't even believe they're surprised. I can't even believe they're surprised.
Oh my god, we're shocked you didn't like it. No, you're not. No, you're not.
I'm interested to see if they go back in the gut Act 6. That's what I'm interested to see.
Yeah.
Because they're already working on the champion boss, the nerf to champion boss. So I'm interested to see what they do with the rest. Because I really want to see them eat their own words from 2 years ago, where they're like, we're not going to change that back. And now they have to. That's what I really want to see. Like, we're gonna allow you to put 4 stars in Act 6 now, guys. I want to see Kabam Mike make that post. So bad. So bad.
They'll word it differently or something, man. They'll do something.
Oh, that's funny. So yeah, no, and I like you had brought up the leadership tools as far as the roadmap that they were talking about, and I'm glad that they actually finally did talk about it, because anytime I had asked them or addressed it, it was just like crickets after they had mentioned it once. So like nonchalantly just mentioned it, and then they never came back to it. But so are you an officer or a leader?
Oh, definitely not. No, I'm way too busy.
Okay.
Way too busy. Shout out to the officers and the leaders, though, man. I'm way too busy.
Yeah, it's not a fun job.
It's a job. It really is a job to be an officer in higher alliances.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know I kind of helped build like a community there. So I've my main account, I've stepped back from leading and being an officer. Really, just like you said, it's like a job, and it really it's stressful, I guess, leading higher end alliances. So I just go back to kind of helping, the people who are just starting out or alt accounts kind of get going and quality alliances, because it's really hard, because people don't know. It's hard to build an alliance in the beginning because people, it's just hard, like there's no really, people don't know about the forums, or people don't know about chat, so it's hard to find quality people in chat games, or the chat game is awful. You get hacked, you get banned for saying anything. But I mean, so I really am kind of happy that they did kind of address some of these leadership tools. So I am glad that you did mention that. So it should be nice to.
It makes me wonder too, like I don't remember the last time these tools were screamed out by the community. Like, we want this, but I remember people screaming out how they want mastery pages, but where was that on the roadmap?
Oh, right,
Want to switch to mastery so easily. Where was that? Like, that's not hard for them to make.
And didn't they say they were like working on it, or it was
yeah, but it wasn't part of the roadmap though. Like,
right?
Shouldn't they have included that? Or maybe it's possible that they didn't include a lot of the little things that they already have in the works ready to go. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, I don't remember a bunch of people in the YouTube chats or the line chats being like, we need these tools, because they're using all these other things anyway. They're using like what's that other app, CHQ and all that. So yeah, they already have a lot of those tools in place. Exactly. So it's kind of funny how this is actually a priority to Kabam. It just makes me wonder. Exactly. their priorities seem like in the wrong place. This seems like
exactly. That's where I'm going to. That's funny. Yeah. So I agree with that. So GhostDog, how do you feel about the leadership tools? Do you feel like
there's some nice improvements there for to help some of the leadership stuff, but in reality, some of the leadership stuff that would help would be like, more so along what the overall alliance would want. I'm hoping that they listen and they do something about like either timers, like either reducing them or taking them away, or links or something along them lines. All those other tools are great. They're going to help out minutely.
My sound has cut out and I cannot hear anyone.
We hear you, man.
Uh-oh, technical difficulties.
Yeah, you love it on live stuff.
It says he's all good to go except for his mic is muted now. I don't know. But yeah, keep going to GhostDog. What were you saying?
And I would like to see more along the lines of them changing either the AQ timers down to 30-minute timers, or taking the timers away completely in AQ. AW, I don't think it's too bad. Usually you can get in, do your 5 moves, you can wait 4 or 5 hours to come back, do your next set of moves, and then you're kind of in and out there. You maybe log in 2, maybe 3 times for the entire time AW is going in a 24-hour period. I think that's fine. They've shortened the maps. They've made less moves for people to do. So I thought they did a good job with that. Now the overall flow aspect and some of the modifiers are BS, but that's another story. But I just think as far as quality of life, like reducing the timers in AQ would probably be reducing them or removing them would probably be the best thing.
Yeah, and we'll see what the Grandmaster has to do with Alliance Wars, right? In season 19, that he's going to take over that section of the realm, or whatever.
Well, I remember the Collector was really generous, but Grandmaster, when he took over the contest, man, the contest got really stingy.
It did, right?
So I don't know why they're choosing him. Like, I prefer the Collector to take it over, man. He was very generous. He was constantly giving us stuff,
trophies. When maintenance would happen, they'd actually compensate us, which they kind of did right recently.
It did happen.
I don't know. That was really a surprise I was definitely surprised when they got that compensation. And that was just for how many times they went into maintenance over the last.
Yeah, I think it was just like 2 months worth of lag issues or something.
Yeah,
right.
Something like that.
Right.
But yeah, there's like, I want to go back to GhostDog's point though.
Yeah.
I want to go back to that. So GhostDog, if they gave you 30-minute timers and you could get your alliance quest done in one single evening, and you didn't have to wake up and log into the game first thing in the morning, how do you think that's going to play with Kabam's analytics for their investors?
It still starts every day at 3:00 or 3.
Right, but
so you're still logging in every day. And you're still logging in a few times throughout the day, but just removing if you just reduce it to 30-minute timers, I think that what you get is you get people who can move when they're more available than when they're not. Instead of having people trying to sneak off to the bathroom or schedule their.
Well, AQ would be done in one single night.
It could be done in one single night.
It would be. Your alliance would push you to get it done.
Most likely.
Night. So, right? So that means in the morning, you're not going to be logging in for 5, 7, 8 hours.
Yeah.
From the normal time that you would log in and check in, right?
10 o'clock
right.
when they drop their new deals.
Yeah, Kabam uses that login as a way to say, look at how many times we get them to log in all day. This is how good our game is. They're logging in all the time. They use those stats to boost up their own analytics to sell it off to other companies or whatever, right? So how do you think they could resolve that? If they were to give you a 30-minute timer, what would they need to do to get you to log in first thing in the morning?
That is a very good question. I don't know. I don't know what else to do, but I'm looking more at the player side. Like I'm looking at I have to be at work at 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. And I work at a bank. So sometimes I can sneak off at first thing at 9 and do something, but sometimes I can't get on until 1 o'clock in the afternoon from a lunch break. So I'm still not logging in for over 8 hours.
I was thinking if they did that, they could give you maybe
an incentive thing.
A summoner appreciation
or resource
login thing, where every time you log in, you get points for logging in the game and being in the game, and then the next morning you log in, you might get a tier 3 catalyst. You don't have to go farm the extra proving grounds or something like that, right? You just logged in and got one, so that makes you maybe want to log in to grab something like that, and that would alleviate you not logging in for AQ constantly like a job.
Yeah, or it might leave you more time to log in and do story mode, your own things like that. So
there's that too, right? Yeah, you have a lot more time to do those things. I'm sure there's plenty of times that you wake up. Oh, welcome back. I'm sure there's plenty of times that you wake up in the morning.
I don't know what happened. The sound just went out.
Oh, hey, welcome back, Super.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You got all working now?
Yeah, everything's fine.
Yeah, no, I totally agree that, no, I mean, I think timers definitely is going to improve the quality of the officers, because they're not trying to, herd all the cats together and get them to go, and, everybody work together. But yeah, I mean, that's an excellent point. You got to get people to log in the morning, maybe get extra bonus, like you're saying. I like that. That's
something along those lines. Yeah, you can't just not have people log in, because then that route, I think Kabam used Alliance Quest as a way to force those logins
for sure.
I mean, and they just went too far with it over time. You know what I mean? Now they have to reel it back a little bit and then reevaluate how to get you to log in.
True. I mean, even if it was 45 minutes, I think you're dropping it a little bit. The people who are super active are going to be able to clear a lot more. Yeah, they might be sitting and kind of waiting a little bit longer, but they can at least clear it through more. But I don't know. I mean, I definitely think that there's adjustments that could be made to that.
Yeah, a lot of people.
But while you
wasn't here for the conversation,
I was going to say,
I wasn't here
while you were away. He brought up a good point. What are you gonna what's gonna get you to log in the morning if it's a 30-minute timer? You're gonna get that AQ done in one day, most likely. What's going to get you to log in the next morning? Because part of Kabam's thing could be to the thing that they sell to investors is look at how many times people log in, right? They're logging in the morning, they're logging in every few hours. So what's going to get you to log in the morning if you're done, if you're done already that day? So
I don't know. I feel like most people just in general just already log in. Morning.
I mean, I know I still do, but I also think I've developed that habit because of AQ.
Yeah.
Even when AQ and AW is off, I still go in and look and hit that tab to see if there's something on. Even though while I'm going there, I know it's not. I just have that habit of looking. So I think that's developed by having to do that. So it's a great thing.
As evil as people like to say Kabam is, like honestly, the community is just as evil. So when you do something like that where it's a 30-minute timer, it's not Kabam that's going to be hounding you to log in and get it done fast. It's going to be your own alliance being like, "Hey man, we want this done by 9 o'clock, bro. Where are you at, man? Ding, ding, ding." So it's not always all Kabam, you know? You know, it's just there's two evils here. There's us too.
Oh, I completely agree with that. And that was it. You know, one of the things that part of this game and part of, you know, I guess kind of quality of life and everything like that is alliances and all that. And I know you're a part of the AGT community, correct?
Yeah.
Right. So, and then I'm, you know, part of a different community. And I know that the communities, not all communities are the same. They all kind of have their different, you know, I guess goals, if you will. But I always did want to kind of ask about AGT. I don't really know much about it, but is it, are you like, there's a lot of different alliances, correct? And they're all different kind of levels. Do you like
1,500 members? Yeah.
Or is it just like
you choose where you want to be based on your own account? Like
just
basically, like
I'm in there too.
Oh, are you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, like there's pretty much an alliance for everything that you'd want to do in the game, whether it's retirement or.
Like mine is, we don't do any AQ or AW. You can just do content.
Nice.
And then they have ones for
like
everything.
Yeah, like I started out in AGT Blue. AGT Blue is more relaxed on Alliance War, but focus on AQ. And then I want to focus a little more on Alliance War as well. So I moved over to Indigo. So it's basically just whatever you feel like you want to do. There's pretty much like an alliance for everything because there's so many people, right? Like it's
for sure. Exactly.
People, yeah.
Do you guys have like one chat that has 1,500 people?
There's a chat with like 400 people. That's the global chat or whatever.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of alliances. Plus they take in alliances too that are like you might get an alliance that's struggling where they can't keep the members.
For sure.
And that alliance, rather than cave and crumble, they merge and become an AGT alliance with some other members. That way they can still keep going.
For sure. Yeah, no, I've definitely done that with a few alliances. We have
it's 16. Like ISO 8. I think ISO 8's not as big, but ISO 8 is pretty big too. I don't think ISO 8 was nearly as organized when I was in ISO. Yeah, because I was in ISO for like a good year, and it wasn't even nearly as close to being as organized as AGT.
Is AGT really organized?
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah, nice. Yeah. They have all their ducks in a row.
I mean, and I think that also having the community, and I know GhostDog, you're in Dorks, right?
Right.
How many alliances are there?
There are
I think 7 now.
Six.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that's definitely one thing that just people, in the community I'm in, the Symbiotic Empire, I know a lot of people continue to play sometimes because of the environment, because of the community, because, you have, people you can just share the game with, you share your frustrations.
I really feel that is the big thing that's holding everyone together is community. Like if there really wasn't no community and like we weren't really all like talking as much with it's just the whole impact of it all. I really feel like people would not be playing as much as I feel like they would have already been done and quit.
Yeah, I know I would have.
Yeah.
No, I've made a lot of cool friends, and I mean, doing this is super fun. I really enjoy just kind of chatting with everybody. For me, like I grew up playing hockey, and part of hockey and the fun in it is the locker room and just hanging out with the guys and all that stuff and just talking about it. I enjoy doing this podcast because instead of just texting about it, you actually get to chat with people and have a chat. So it's fun. I know I talk a lot of I guess we kind of gripe a lot about the game, yet the game is still fun. We still do play it often, but it definitely can be improved. But yeah, no, I definitely, the community aspect of it is I know has saved a lot of people from just quitting. So.
For sure. Yeah. It's definitely a thing.
No.
People hold on to their groups, man. They're friends. There's a lot of people that play with their friends too.
Right. You're in the habit of just talking to everybody, all this, that, and the other thing. And then, it's hard to let that go, I guess. Kind of a habit.
I mean, I mean, I've really even like just talking to people through the years, like you really become really close friends with people in this game.
For sure.
Like I even,
Absolutely.
in a way, I consider him a friend because I talk to the guy so much. I feel like,
For sure.
It's getting
man,
awkward now.
I can't believe I said that. Jesus Christ,
You said it
man.
out loud, and it's recorded, so you can't.
I
take it
know,
back
and I
afterwards.
should have said it in my head first and then said it.
I'm gonna tweet that out. Just that little sound.
Yeah. Super Gaming and ILAC are friends.
I'm gonna block Super on social media now. He's stalking me.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, fantastic.
Well, we are friend level 8 or something like that, aren't we? What level of friends are we, Super? I can't remember.
Oh,
I don't know, man.
For
Our friend
incursions. Yeah. We do have a friend level.
That's awesome. But yeah, no, so we'll move on here. But Ilac, so you made a point earlier, and I know that you have been really an advocate for this, so I'm sure you're pretty pumped about that, is the Alliance tickets, the whole kind of treasury debacle and all that stuff. So how do you feel about the new Alliance tickets and the new system that they're going to go to?
Oh, I made a video on it.
No, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it just you don't have to like go in depth about it and stuff like that, but
like I feel bad.
Expression is what his video. Just watch his face through the video, and you see how happy he is.
I feel bad for like some of the smaller alliances where people didn't mix maps.
Yeah,
but I understand the bigger picture, and you could easily just move to an alliance that does one map. So, I get why some people are upset by it though, because they play with their friends and stuff like that. They want to stay there. But that is a downfall too. Kabam did say they were looking into it. I don't know how they could resolve that. That's the only real downfall. But everything else is such a plus. It's hard to it's hard to admit it.
Yeah, no, I know, right? It is hard to admit that it works sometimes, but it does make sense. So, the Alliance tickets, instead of having the treasury, you're going to have to essentially buy a ticket to get into it. Which, I think it is going to make it a little difficult for those alliances that do run the, kind of mixed mats and things like that. So,
this is where it's like a double-edged sword too. It's like the complaint, the main complaint I seen was, okay, well, we have one group that runs map 6, 2 that run map 5. So therefore, now the guys that run map 6, they have to pay for everything, while the guys that run map 5 get to reap the rewards. Mm-hmm. What kind of alliance do you sound like when you're mad about your rest of your alliance mate getting a couple extra rewards?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like it's like I don't know. It's just such a weird argument. You kind of sound like a little whiny, but I don't want to say that. But it's like it doesn't sound like you're very alliance like. So why are you so like if you're that mad about that one part, then why can't you just leave that alliance and go to an alliance that runs one map? Then if you're that upset about giving your boys like a little bit extra rewards. So it's kind of like a weird argument for a lot of people. I don't get it. It's almost like people just look for an argument. It's just almost like they look for an argument. They look for something to hold on. Oh, this is wrong because of this. Now we're going to stick to this and we're going to fight because of this. And it's like you're not even really paying attention to why it's even happening to begin with. But yeah,
or thinking it through. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, it's like there's so much better.
Exactly. Yeah, when the tickets came out. I'm sorry, when the tickets came out, there was definitely conversation in our leadership chats about, people, how they don't like it and how it's really going to cause a lot of problems. And I did kind of, get a little bit of whininess, because it's like, well, so they don't, it's like you're mad about the whole alliance, the point you just made is what I'm trying to get at, but they help you through it, so like I don't understand where the problem is, but I mean, I think like everything, Kabam, they really kind of focus on it. They don't focus on it, but they make a lot of fixes that are throughout the game, like I'm trying to think of a good example, but they make fixes for one group to fix that one problem, but it does affect a lot of the lower alliances, and then they have to go back and tweak it. So,
you're right. Just like the gifting badge removal is a prime example where the 1% ruined it for everybody else. Right. And this is like another situation where the same thing's going down. Like that top percent of cheaters ruined it for everybody, and we have to deal with the fallout. And it's not only that too, like they said straight out in their post, like going back 5 months, before 5 months, any alliance treasury that you had is going to disappear.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get any special reward for holding all that gold and flexing your gold in your alliance for the last 5 years.
Right.
But this also stops you from being able to sell alliances too, because a lot of people would sell alliance based on their treasuries. So it tackles so many angles of the cheating community that you don't even realize. So when people that are in the mid tiers that are complaining about these little things, they don't understand the bigger picture of what's going on and why Kabam is doing it. And this is a huge blow. It's a huge blow to the sales services, and they're not happy about it. There's even there's some top alliances right now that literally just paid $1,400, $2,000 for treasury dumps.
That's crazy.
And then Kabam was like, take this. That's not going to work now. You know what I mean? You just lost close to $2,000 because, are you supposed to feel bad for those people? Because they were using a method that was, in a sense, cheating. Like, yeah, it's real money, but you should have known it was not going to work forever. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So it's kind of like, it's hard to feel bad in a way for all that stuff. But like, it is a touchy subject for a lot of people, but I don't think they see the bigger picture.
Yeah, and I think
honestly, for you, Moose, like if you're in your alliance right now and you guys ran map 5, map 6 mixed, and you got another alliance family next to you that runs map 5, whatever, can you guys just like separate your alliance where half your alliance goes over to the map 5 alliance that want to do that, and the rest of you guys come over to the map 6, and then everybody's happy, right? Like, probably it's not that hard.
I never liked it that they did that, where you could do like 1-5 or 2-5 and 1-6. I always liked it where you're all doing 6. I feel like you're all growing as an alliance. That's the way I always liked it.
I think we're looking at it as a time factor, though. Like, for instance, when I started Dork 1, we started off as map 5. And then at that point, about 20 of us decided, okay, it's time for our alliance to take the next step to do map 6. And although the other 10 could do it, it was more of a time factor for them. So we let them do map 5 while the other 20 ran map 6.
Yeah, and I mean, there's definitely, when that happened, it was definitely a lot easier to build alliances because you had people who, maybe needed to take a step back. They wanted to take a break, but they still wanted to play. They were still logging in, so they would kind of drop back to maybe a map 3, where then you would bring in somebody who is, grinding really hard but has a lower account. So they're going to reap the rewards of the higher prestige. When they introduce prestige and, how that just kind of affects AQ and all that stuff. So it really did make it easier for building alliances. So that's kind of my outlook on this. It's really going to make it a little more difficult to build, to bring in, to recruit and things like that.
It was nice to keep your boys together is what you're basically trying to say. Like you would have five of your boys that didn't want to play that hard no more, and you could still keep them in the alliance. So it was nice to keep your boys together.
Not necessarily. For me, it was easier like to bring somebody down who was more knowledgeable to help out the people who were growing. And I guess probably keep my boys in the alliance, like keep them around. And that's probably where, why I kept building alliances, because somebody was like, hey man, I want to take a break. And I'm like, well, I don't want you to go too far, because when you're ready to come back, you're a good member. I want to keep you around. So I want to keep you close. So just come hang out down here and help these people out. And you don't really, you don't have to try very hard. So, I think it made it a little.
Say, excuse me, GhostDog.
Well, it wasn't me.
GhostDog just lets one rip while Moose is putting his point right out there. Right?
Here we go.
Moose put his soul. He put his soul on the line, and Ghost just crapped all over it.
All right.
Like literally.
Here we go.
That's funny. That's awesome. Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of, I guess. Anybody have any other points on the old treasury?
I just want I want everybody to ask themselves a question. What would they rather? Would they rather look at the leaderboard and not even respect any of the top alliances that are there? Or would you rather look at the leaderboard and actually respect people for where they get?
Yeah.
Like which one matters more to you?
Oh, I agree. Yeah. No, I see what you're saying.
Like I have Kenobi messages me all the time. They're talking to me like, I've crapped on those guys so many times. for being at the top and what they do and stuff like that, but they still talk to me about stuff, and they're not happy that they have to do those things. They are actually excited over Alliance tickets because now they no longer have to rely on these means to be where they're at. So
think about it. They're basically, instead of now having to pay this person, they can just pay Kabam the same amount of money they were paying this person to do the exact same thing.
Yeah, I had somebody that messaged me like, "Oh, Kabam are now the mercs." I don't think they understood the definition of the merc, but I would rather the money go towards the gaming company than go towards some guy over in friggin' bum whatever. I don't even know, bro. I mean, some criminal overseas that can't even get a passport. You know what I mean? Like,
as long as it's going to the game, hopefully they're going to be able to, improve it at the end of the day, as opposed to somebody who's just going to take it for their own, kind of personal game.
It's even way cheaper than it used to be. I remember Beezy made a video where he was paying like $60 a month just to be in map 7, and now it's only 30. Wow. So it's pretty much half the price. It's gone down. It's cheaper now. So
yeah, when I joined map 7, like I grinded a lot, and then they started asking, well, you could do it this way. I never wanted to do it that way. I just wanted to always use my resources, man. I never liked it that way.
It doesn't sound.
I want to see how many.
It never seemed right to me. Right. No. Yeah. They're like, dude, just give me $11. It was, I don't know. It was like, it wasn't like a lot, but it was just like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. No, that's, yeah.
I want to see how many accounts get banned when the tickets go back to the account holders. Like when one account gets like 80,000 tickets or something like that, right? For loading down treasuries.
Then
I can't wait to see that followed.
Oh, that'll be fun. That'll be fun to see.
I don't even think people know it's probably going to be happening to it either.
What'd you say?
I could tell you some of these rooms that are talk a lot. They're very quiet lately.
Ever since the Alliance
they're not very happy about these changes, man.
No, they're not.
It definitely they definitely put a stop to that, the whole treasury thing.
No, I'm good. I'm happy. I'm happy that they did. Even though it sucks for some people, it'll be worth it.
Yeah.
It's almost like, okay, well, now there's no reason to bot the game. Because the only reason you'd bot the game now is for gifting in December, and Kabam already said that that's not coming back. So you really have no reason to bot the game anymore.
Do you really think it's not coming back?
People think it's coming back. I don't think it's coming back.
I think it's going to come back at a different level.
Well, according to Hector in his video, he talked to them and they said it's not coming back in its current form because of the fraud.
Not in its current form.
Right, so they have to come up with a way to stop the fraud for it to come back, right? So,
but they were acting too much money.
But they act like last year they couldn't do it. They kept on saying like it would be too hard to figure out how to stop it all.
Well, this is this year. Yeah, it was January when they said that they can't figure out how to do it.
Oh.
But they have a whole year to try to figure it out.
Yep.
Okay. Let's hope they do it.
If they honestly, they knew bringing it back in December was going to be bad. They still bring it back anyway.
Right. Exactly.
And it was lazy. There was no changes, and everything still happened the same way everybody knew it was going to happen.
It's too much money.
And it's really bad. But Hector did talk to them about it after the fact, and they said no unless they could figure out how to stop the fraud.
And what the fraud is just like people using like fake money and like blue stacks and all that stuff, right?
Well, yeah, the blue stacks is already banned, so we don't have to worry about blue stacks no more. That's done. And then, he's like, there's still the botting programs out there that still bypass a lot of the system.
That's right. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, what's the point of botting anymore? I don't know. Like, that's the only thing they would bot for now is for the hope that gifting comes back, right?
Yep, that's it.
Just the hope, a dream.
Kind of kills a lot.
A botter's dream. I wake up every day not knowing the future. I bought this game every day for an entire year. Just hope it. Just hope it.
Oh, gosh. I mean that's I gotta get into, I guess. Let's see what else we got here.
I'm just looking over to see if there's anything else I wanted to talk about.
Well, I was looking at the so actually I did want to kind of get both of GhostDog and SuprGaming. I wanted to get your just kind of opinions on both of you are in the CCP. You're not in the CCP, correct?
No.
Yeah, I didn't. Okay, I was just yeah.
He's too much of a rebel to be in the CCP.
Yeah,
I'm not a rebel. I still like having my hands tied, sir.
That's exactly kind of what I wanted to kind of not get into or just whatever, but SuprGaming. What I wanted to wonder is like how long have you been in the CCP, and do you have you seen your channel or have you benefited from it? Like, what are your thoughts on the CCP and for like how long you've been in?
I think I got in there around July, August. And I mean, like, for me, I don't like getting out the bringing like show. I mean, I really just wanted to play with the characters. I really didn't want to like really showcase anything about them because a lot of the stuff that you could really showcase about them, you know, like the upper acts and stuff. Like I wasn't like there yet to do some of the fights and everything. But I really just wanted to play with them, so it really wasn't too. I guess I guess I would like it to help the channel, but I just didn't want to post it because something was always happening to the champions, and it just, I don't know, it just felt weird putting out a video showing how good this champion is, and then when you get it, it's something different. So I don't feel good posting the videos. I'll talk about the character and say what I like.
So what you're saying is you feel dirty.
Yes.
Like you need to clean the dirt off you for telling everybody about these champions.
Yes.
Okay, so
because you could show like amazing gameplay and stuff, but it's like when the champion comes out, you know, you just don't know what's going to happen, and then you get everyone hyped up over a champion, and it's just like, I don't know, I just don't feel right doing it.
So, I mean, is that really the only CC? Is that what the CCP is? Is they just kind of like release champions? Like, what else? Like, have you seen benefits happen from being in the CCP?
Oh yeah. Like, yeah, we give a lot of our feedback and stuff, and
yeah,
we talk to them and stuff. Yeah. Some. I mean, I guess not what more majority of the community wants really, but I guess a lot of them like the whole She-Hulk thing. That would like a lot of the CC people were pushing for that to go through for the like the rank down tickets and stuff. When the Corvus thing happened, that, you know, obviously it blew up in there.
Blew up big time.
So yeah, when something happens, the CCP room blows up and they really go after Kabam. Like they really express how they feel. They're not like holding back and talking like super nice. They're really saying like, this is a wrong idea to do this. You shouldn't do this. It's bad for the community. I you know, like they really give them their opinions sometimes.
And you're saying the Corvus thing that just happened?
Oh, it blew up. It blew up.
We can't go into details, but it blew up.
Yeah, it blew up.
So do you see adjustments happening?
There was a reason why Kabam made his statement he made.
Yeah.
After that. Was the one talking about it was a test that went out that was a mistake? Because it was a test that went out that wasn't supposed to go out at that point in time.
Yeah, it's just the way the wording of it. I think if you like read right through it and then you read it slower, it's like two totally different things. I think people just, I don't know, like people are really confused, and it just it's right now it's like basically like it's not going to happen. It's just for right now it's not happening.
Oh, I got a question for the CCPers in the podcast.
Sure.
Can I ask them a question, Moose?
Absolutely.
Okay, here's my question. If Kabam Mike can lie to an entire community on a website, what makes you think that he's telling you the truth in that little Discord room?
I don't think he is. I don't think they are telling us the truth on everything. I think they're only telling us little bits and pieces because they can't, because really, even though we're in the CCP and like we signed an NDA and stuff, how could you really trust a bunch of people in a community game, because they already know that sometimes screenshots get leaked. So how much could you really trust them to not, you know, leak out other information? Does that make sense?
So yeah, I feel like Yeah, no, if I feel like it just kind of goes back on to you feel dirty, talking about champ.
Like they'll say little things. They'll say little things,
Exactly.
but it's like they're not gonna. I feel like they're not gonna tell us everything 100%.
I don't think
No.
they can. I don't think they
Because I don't think they can.
can. I don't think legally.
You like the CCP to me is a portal. It's just another way for them to kind of advertise and get some hype, as opposed to Kabam Mike putting up some post who nobody's going to listen to. But frankly, like I can't read. Just reading he writes is frustrating to me, so I don't read it. Like the tone is just frustrating to all hell.
He's
but
definitely out of touch with the game.
Yes, absolutely.
Like just totally out of touch with the game.
I think that's really what it is. But they just kind of give you guys information. I mean, and you need to have a certain amount of subscribers on the social media to be part of it, which depends on who you are, I guess.
Do you?
Yeah. See, they're making new rules now, and some people are. It's getting weird now.
Yeah,
but it just depends on who
are you guys touching NDA stuff because you got
no, not for the.
Hey, no,
I'm not giving any names.
This is my story. So I did want to, I wanted to be a part of it because what I saw was happening was everybody was just these, what in my head before I kind of really knew everything, what I thought it was here's some information, go, make a video about it or something. I didn't really kind of realize, in depth about it, but what I saw, I was like, well, everybody's doing the same thing. I want to kind of do it my way. So, I built a community of, about 400, 500 people. But it's not like super public. It's not on any social media. So when I went to apply, they were like, nope, let us know when you have 500 subscribers. I was like, well, I did this, that, and the other thing.
Not even people in the CCP that don't even have subscribers.
I know, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like somebody doesn't even have social media and they're in it. Yet I just one sentence. No, let us know when you have 500 subscribers. So like I don't understand where the logic comes from. I want nothing. I don't want anything really to do with it now, just because it would just probably frustrate me more. And I'd rather
left a bad taste in your mouth.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's so strange when they have just Twitter warriors in there, and then you're not allowed.
Yeah.
They have a guy that bought a bot program. He paid money for it, and he's allowed in there. He didn't get those followers. Those followers were bot.
Exactly. So the logic, I think, for that just kind of also goes into, hey, we understand that you like variants, but we're kind of working on them. Sort of. Maybe. We know.
Okay.
Hopefully they are.
That's the first I heard of that, man. That's actually mind-boggling to me that they did that.
Yeah. But so like I guess SuprGaming, at the end of the day, you don't see the CCP like has really changed your channel much?
Well,
or has it?
It's not that. Even being in the CCP, like even I feel like when sometimes I express my opinions, I feel like I don't get like I don't know. I feel like just I don't get enough respect because I'm not like that top tier, player, and like maybe sometimes when I talk about things, I don't say it very like smart wise or anything. So I don't know. Sometimes I feel like when I do express my opinions, it just kind of gets brushed over.
Okay.
So that's the reason why I kind of like stay out of a lot of stuff and I just read a lot of the comments.
Fair enough. Yeah, it seems like a real cool kid kind of click thing is kind of how I see it. So I would imagine it sounds like it's even more so when you're in it. How do you feel? Am I completely wrong on that, GhostDog? How do you feel?
Because I've never been considered a cool kid, so thank you. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm still new to it. I've only been in it for a little over a month now. I haven't seen any benefit from being in as far as my channel.
Okay.
The information that I receive is more beneficiary than anything else. And then when I'm able to talk about it, I can talk about it on my channel, or I can talk about it on the podcast, or I can talk about it on Ilac's channel or Super's channel when I'm hanging out there.
Yeah.
So it's more about information giving out than anything else.
Cool.
I really don't think it helps channels. I really don't.
I don't think so either. Now, what you will see are the biggest people in the game, such as i.e. Seaton is now back in DCCP.
Yeah, yeah.
But I
Mhm.
mean, if you think about it, he was kind of always still kind of around because they even invited him before he was back in the CCP to do the incursion run with a Kabam member. So, like, they're looking at the bigger channels to help push what they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. That was really weird when I think people found out about that. Him doing incursions with a Kabam.
I don't think
Boy.
I didn't find it weird at all. I found it very smart on their part.
I mean,
You have
absolutely.
you have your largest YouTuber, regardless of what happened in the past, because it was what 2-3 years ago this happened. Whatever that got him put out. I mean, okay, he's been gone for 2-3 years. His channel's grown even more since then. Why not have him push something that we really want to promote, and then bring him back in now so that we can kind of get him back on page with us and hopefully push the community back in a different direction.
Well, it's like, how far did they let his voice go though? Because we all know Seaton.
I don't think you can muzzle Seaton.
That's
Someone
what I'm
like Seaton
saying.
will
So
not
like,
be muzzled.
yeah. So like, are they just gonna leave it alone if he
Yeah,
even does
maybe
something?
I feel like they're just going to get him. They're just going to try to get him closer, right? Try to get him so he can express his opinions there, so they can try to change it before he makes a video.
Possibly,
Maybe before he pisses everybody off and lights fires.
he was going to light that fire anyway. So.
Oh no, absolutely. And I mean, it was a matter of time, honestly, before it happened. You know,
I don't believe Seaton's going to change for them. No. Not even a little bit.
No, he was who he was when he was with them. He was the same person after he left, and I think he'll continue to be that person.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I guess that's really kind of what I just hope people don't like. It just seems like the way that Kabam, or the way that they're kind of going about the CCP, from my perspective, was they really want people to just push their agenda, whatever they want. And that's kind of how they're bringing in people now. But again, who knows with their logic, they're bringing Seaton back, other people, not even social media. So, yeah, I stopped looking at all that stuff. If somebody posts something about that, I try to ignore it so I don't get frustrated. I have quite the bad taste in my mouth from all that. But yeah, no, I just try to just sticking to the Empire, trying to help those guys out and build some, try to make a good environment for people to enjoy the game that Kabam's putting out here. But yeah,
I want to say I do hope, like, whatever the next thing that comes out, I hope it somehow addresses something to do with Arena, something to do with, like, with the rewards, like the what did the 1 to 150 for the feature. I don't know. I just somehow change it up a little bit. Change the amount of shards you get, because what is it, like 100 6-star shards? Like, at this point, I feel like that's too low still in the rewards for Arena. I would like them to change it up a little bit.
Like, just kind of, I mean, they updated it recently, or what, a year or so ago, which was nice. So I think it's just kind of ready for another update. Eh?
That's what I'm thinking. I think
just the rewards.
Something different. But it's probably not.
I mean, that's what you're doing a lot, though, right? Because you're not doing Alliance War or Alliance Quest, so you just do a lot of Arena and, like, just kind of, is that how you get, like, units to tackle the Abyss and stuff like that?
Yeah. Well, I'm waiting to get all the counters for some of the fights, and then I could do XX.
Okay.
I just don't want to use Unit Man and run through it.
I saw that somebody posted that on, like, some subreddit or whatever. That was pretty funny. Did you ever see that picture? Let's see if I could find it. Somebody made, like, an actual
a character.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. So what do you have any plans, like, this week for videos and whatnot? Are you working towards anything? You said you were trying to get counters, right? So champs, or what you're working on this week? Me?
Oh, I'm hopefully opening a couple crystals and hopefully getting somebody I need and it could help me with Act 6. There's 2 things I got to do to finish 6-2. There's 2 champs I got to take to rank 5.
Are you exploring, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just, I hate it. I hate it so much, but I know I have to get it done.
Yeah, it's the worst. I know I'm juggling between rather going like I just beat the champion. He was really frustrating. So I'm working on after that.
You mean the Grandmaster?
No, the champion. 6'2".
Or Abyss.
Oh, the champion. Got you.
Yeah.
Or we do Abyss, or I just do Abyss and just get that done.
Do you have the 4 horsemen?
Yeah.
Awesome. Nice.
But I just don't want to get screwed by the rewards.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
I'm like really freaked out to get scared to get screwed by it, man.
It's very funny that Super was able to get all 4 horsemen, even with GhostDog not hanging around.
Wow, here we go.
Oh, you know what? That's another thing. That's thank you for bringing that up. The real Brotherhood. Can you explain that to me? Why were you? So, to me, it was explained that it's just you didn't have Doom. Is there more to it?
So there's a lot more to it. So
okay, like what am I missing here?
So back when Doom was in the feature crystal, Ilak and I both at the same time were going after Doom.
Okay.
Ilak on his very last pull, I stated if he pulled Doom, I was gonna unsubscribe from his channel jokingly. He takes that clip of him pulling him and adds it to the video. So the next time I jump on his live stream, I put up hashtag the Brotherhood, the Doom once, and he starts talking about it. People jump aboard with me, man Moses, man Falcon, a couple other people out there jumped on board with it.
Yeah.
Then those crystals come out, and I pull Doom.
Okay.
So now I'm no longer part of the Brotherhood, and then I do a basic and pull him and dupe him. So now not only is not the Brotherhood not there no more, it's now called the real Brotherhood. Gotcha. And now I have been created this villain versus being, just part of the people's champ.
Okay.
And I like the one who fuels it. Even though Super dooms me the name Ghost Hog or not, Super, you doomed the name on me.
I did.
I'm just an innocent bystander watching things unfold. I don't know what you're talking about.
I like the one who pushes this.
I did nothing wrong, dude. I'm not the one that pulled multiple Dooms. Was it like 3 Dooms, 4 Dooms?
It was only 2 Dooms. The one.
No, you got him at Sig 40. That's at least 3.
I got 6 stones, man.
I don't see the video where you put 6 stones in. That's another Doom.
You just put exactly 20 into him.
I had 4. He was a level 47 when I finished.
Yeah. Convenient, isn't it, Super?
Convenient.
Exactly 26. Guaranteed this man pulled another Doom.
He pulled him and he got rid of that clip.
Yeah.
I'd never get rid of a clip. Not
uploading that video. Not today, no.
So now I even have to disclaimer my videos up front, Moose. It's terrible. I do not want any more Dooms.
You can't ask for them for that long and then not want any more.
I don't want any more.
Well, let me have them because I could use one.
Everybody else,
everybody's begging them to let them have them, man. Everybody wants to do them, but GhostDog just won't let them have it.
Ghost Hog or not? Ridiculous.
You were asking, like, what's the benefit of being in the CCP? You get all the Dooms.
Well, so everybody subscribes so I can get my subscribers up, huh? Because that's the only way I'm getting in, I guess, right?
Supposedly the volumes are really low and they can hear you really loud, but I got that tweet way too late.
Oh, whoops. Oh, and on YouTube?
I guess on YouTube.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Oh, on the tuber? Yeah. I'm not watching it, so I can
turn that down a bit. I just want,
Somebody tweeted me anyway. They said you were super loud and we're super low. Oh. I don't know. That tweet was a while ago, so I didn't even know.
It's all good. Well, appreciate. Oh, so what are you working on? Anything this week, Ilak? As far as the game or anything fun?
I don't release my secrets. My things always come as a surprise.
All right, fun. So we all got to check him out. Keep it going.
There is some stuff on the horizon though that I think people are going to be interested in, and it's not CCP related.
Okay, fun. Awesome.
We'll see.
I'll have to check it out. And you're still working on the Abyss game.
Oh, go ahead.
What were you saying, Super?
I have something I'm trying to get into the works for the community. Some people kind of already know about it. So I wanted to talk to you about it after the stream.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you don't want to include everybody else. You just want to let them know that you.
Well, I want to know what you guys think. I want to know what you guys think, and we could move forward with it if it's something that sounds okay.
Okay. All right.
Very, very cryptic. Thank you. Super's like, I got something to tell, but not you.
Hey, some people already
not you guys.
Some people
We're waiting till you guys are gone.
Some people already know.
Yeah, if you were on Super Stream, you already know. So.
Oh, I wasn't there last night. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I was. Gosh, I've been this week sucked, man. I moved like 7 tons of crushed granite with a wheelbarrow and shovel. So, I apologize for not really watching anything or hanging out.
That sounds like it hurts, man.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely. I needed a break. I just laid there when I was done. Awesome. Yeah, so I'll have to check out those videos this week. Ilac, sweet. What are you working on this week, GhostDog?
Tuesday will be The Abyss.
Okay.
Part 1, and then part 2 will be Wednesday. And I hope to have, people on call such as Ilac, Super. There'd be FO, Dork Days. Dork Lesson said he probably stopped by for a minute.
Oh, when is it?
Tuesday and Wednesday.
Oh, I'm busy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Oh man, this guy here.
I got my nephew's christening that day. Then
Got dinner. You got movies. All kinds of stuff, right?
Yeah. Nice. Just way too busy.
Nice. Well, yeah. So the only thing I'm working on this week is I'm making my 3D printing videos. I've been working on those. I got another one coming out. I got some giant crystals that I'm making and some other stuff from the game that I'm making gonna make a video of. So need to work on those. I was doing the whole, we were working on our backyard. That's why I was moving all that crushed granite. So we're putting down like fake grass, but so I wasn't able to work on any of those crystals and stuff. So I look forward to getting that out there. Check that out. One of them, the daily crystal one, is like about the size of like my torso, and I'm a large dude. So wow, it's gonna be fun. Check that out.
Big daily crystal.
Exactly. Or friendship crystal, whatever it is. It's a lot of friendship. But cool, guys. Yeah, I mean, is there anything else that we kind of wanted to shout out or let anybody know or anything?
I think I'm good.
Cool. Ilac.
Yeah,
any other parting words?
I didn't have any script, man. I was just
I didn't have it. Yeah, because I didn't really know what we were talking. I kind of thought we were just going to talk about the short-term roadmap.
Yeah, just having a chat. That was it. Anything else that was on your mind that you wanted to get out there? But GhostDog, you finished that AQ path or a war path?
AW path. Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm an officer, so I have to. I can't not double. We're trying to finish off Boss Island here.
These officers need to start getting paid, man.
I just ignore people.
When is GhostDog going to make his apology video for all the dooms?
Never going to apologize for pulling chair.
You're not going to apologize.
No.
You're hogging them up.
I'm not hogging them.
I
have the same RNG as everybody else.
I think an apology video is needed.
Absolutely.
Like a proper YouTube apology video.
Absolutely.
He's hogging all my Captain Marvel movies also.
Just give y'all Nixon. I am not a crook.
I can see how he's smiling right now. He's not even sorry, guys. So he busted.
I'm not sorry for RNG. I'm not. I'm sorry that I've hurt people in pulling a champ more than once.
Apologize.
Exactly. Apologize.
That is terrible.
We'll look out for that apology video.
It won't come.
I can't wait. I'll retweet it as soon as you put it out.
It won't happen.
Awesome, fellas. Well, I had a blast. Thanks for joining us, SuprGaming and Ilac. It was a lot of fun getting to know you guys, having a chat.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. This was fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, awesome, fellas. GhostDog, as always. I'll catch you next week, I guess. But
Yeah.
other than that,
You'll be hearing from my lawyer about stealing my logo.
okay, all right. I didn't steal anything.
We copy strike this guy on YouTube.
Have at it. Report it. All right, fellas. Well, so I think that's going to do it for us, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us, and have a great rest of your week. Have a great rest of your Sunday as well. And take care.
You take care too, man.
Appreciate it.
See you later, everyone.
Happy grinding out there. May the RNG be kind.